Check.
Jimmy's on.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're on now.
Yeah.
Why do you play with my mind? Be together.
Dedication to Urban Meyer. Sayonara 09. Peace out, Chuck Weiss.
I'll miss you, Jimmy. Goodbye, Golden.
Grotto Gangster.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's it. He's Grotto
I'm gonna
Gangster.
hold his conscience right here.
Clifford Jefferson.
That wasn't me, baby. I don't even know that girl.
That wasn't me on that
I
YouTube
love-
video.
I love you, Michelob.
With your cold glass.
Yeah.
Gonna do a bit on.
Today it works out well. Today's the Feast of the Epiphany.
I left my pocket liturgical calendar at home, so
I know it by heart, pagan. Should go back to Florida, Irby. Urban turned his back on God. $2010, Revelation, brand new, starting over. We have a brand new positive giver in the house.
What?
What? So talk. How's it feel to be back? Yeah, and as a fan instead of, it's like it's a new day.
People always call me a pessimist. I like to refer to myself as a realist. It's been pretty depressing being a Notre Dame fan over my life. Last time we won a national championship, I was 6. We pretty much had to deal with who we had to deal with. Davey, Willingham,
Worse.
Weiss.
Yeah.
And you can even throw O'Leary in there if you really want to. The administration, from Malloy,
Kevin White.
Wadsworth, White, and I've really never even got to enjoy a good Notre Dame football program. And I've predicted very poor records, which are well known.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should shout it out, but 2 years ago,
which we've lived down to every year.
2 years ago I predicted 6-6, went 6-6. This year I predicted 7-5, went 6-6. So I'm off one game. Got called every name in the book. And I'm just excited because this is the first time in my whole life that I can look at it and say, I'm confident in our coach, and we're gonna win 10 games next year, gentlemen. How do you feel about that?
I like it.
Who's this guy?
I've thought that the last 4 years.
And it's not so much about being positive. I really feel like, he's got the whole package. He's a proven winner at the college level. When's the last time we had that? Lou Holtz, Air Parseghian, I don't know. And, with Weiss, I think everybody was, at least myself, I was anxious to see how I was optimistic and I was anxious. But that's very different from being, Lai and I have talked about this. It's very different than being confident.
Right.
And with Kelly, I'm beyond confident. In fact, if you look at the numbers between points per game, points allowed between Kelly and Irby, when Irby was at Utah pre-Florida, they're scary, eerily similar.
I, unlike my predecessor who just spoke,
Homer.
am not
You're
as
Homer.
excited. No. I'll be honest. I'm excited, but I've got a reserve. Because I've been excited for the past 20 years, opposite of him.
Kool-Aid.
But the best analogy, this is what I originally reflected on, and this is what I figured out how I was feeling. It's like being the child of a single mother. She's had so many boyfriends brought home, and each one you're like, wow, this guy could be dad. I'm kind of excited. And then each time he turns out being a jackass and beating my mom. So I'm just like,
How close to home is this analogy hitting? For
Are you my daddy? No.
no. But this,
Make me a sandwich.
I think if we didn't stop you right there, it'd be 20 minutes later, you'd just be crying.
The worst part is I never learned to read.
no, seriously. This guy comes in. He's got a great record. He's got a great name, like you said, Irish Catholic guy. Seems ideal for the position. But I've been hurt so many times, literally as a fan, excited about the start of the season, the 8-0 start that Willingham had. Davey came off with Holtz's team. I mean, how could he not do well? You had Weiss come in with a handful of Super Bowl rings. Dear God, that's exciting. And this guy comes in with a proven track record and an Irish Catholic name. He seems like a fit. But forgive me, I'm petrified.
But William's a little bit different. I mean, anybody who looked at it, we were 8-0, and through 8 games, our defense had outscored our offense. Anybody who was unbiased and looked at the situation and said, wow, this is unsustainable.
Yeah, well, I mean, Willingham's 8-0.
I'm not denying that.
No, Willingham's 8-0 was like a world record hard castle, built across the fault line. And all it took was one thing to shake and the whole thing would fall down. And to be fair, like, they didn't even fall that hard that season. But coming in, I mean...
Did you miss the USC game? Did you not catch that one? Or?
That was a slaughter, but coming in, people forget that Willingham was what? He was a 525 winning percentage guy coming in.
But so was Holtz. Holtz had nothing magical coming in.
Can we get a stat on that? Can we get a stat on what Holtz's record was?
Yeah.
He's pulling. Click.
I'm using Bing. Okay. Settle the fuck down.
Yes.
Yes. Use Wikipedia.
I just want to make sure that's.
It's truly not.
Unless you look up giraffes.
His winning percentage will be within 10%.
Exactly. Close enough.
Well, the theme with Kelly became, when Weiss was fired, the theme became, which we had talked about on blogs, online, in conversations. Jack Swarbrick actually mentioned it, which is kind of unbelievable. We need a proven winner at the college level.
Bingo.
Maybe maybe Cincinnati was not a big enough program, and I understand that they just got destroyed by Florida, but they just played Florida. The team that he just quit to coach us just played Florida in a bowl game, and he if you look at Davey and Willingham and Weiss and Kelly, which one of those guys is a proven head coach at the college level? There's only one. And that doesn't automatically translate into all these magical results and championships. But I think that it does represent a direction that we should have went a long time ago and that we didn't go in.
Well, back to the Lou Holtz record, when he was at Arkansas, which is like he was there from 77 to 83. So, I mean, that's definitely, a very good track record. I say that's long enough to turn it around, whatever. He had a 75% winning percentage, which makes him, in my opinion, one of the greats. If you're over 75%, really if you're over 70%, that makes you one of the great coaches if you look up winning percentages. He was only at Minnesota for 2 years and went 10-12, which, again, 2 years, I'm not going to even criticize a coach. If Kelly used 50% after 2 years, I'm not going to be calling for his head. Now, he better be in the national championship in his third year. But, I think coaching needs a minimum of 3 years. And then, of course, at Notre Dame, we all know what happened there. So,
Third year.
Holtz, in my opinion, was a proven winner when he went there. The Minnesota thing was kind of goofy, but, Urban, proven winner. Tressel was a proven winner in D2. It's been done over and over again, and for once, we actually get to see it.
Yeah, and it's not all just the numbers. I mean, everybody's high on Kelly because we just hired him, but all the people.
I wouldn't say everybody's high on him.
Notre Dame people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people along the way in his career. I think it's difficult to find somebody that badmouths him, and I think it's difficult to find somebody that doesn't say, "Oh my God, Notre." I look at the reaction that we were talking about last night of Michigan people are like, "Oh shit,
they're scared.
They got Brian
They know.
Kelly."
They
and
know.
that makes me feel good.
Right.
That other people are like, because they've seen him at Grand Valley and they've seen him at Central Michigan.
They vetted him before they hired Dick Rod, I think.
Right, and a lot of people, on the blog or whatever, would come in and say, "Oh man, you got a great coach," blah blah blah. But it's the same thing we said about we cannot. The guy could have won 1,000 national championships for somebody else. That only means so much. Like we've been through this time and again, and he has to do something immediately for us. And yes, we're needy, and yes, we're greedy, but
Demanding.
That's what happened over the past 20 years.
Yeah.